Hello farmers, welcome back to Green Mountain Forest. Still the last day of spring. Afternoon hours, 2 o'clock in the afternoon to be exact. I've done a little bit more tree cutting down. More so kind of like right where I'm standing. This side of the new shed that we placed down this morning. Yeah, just clearing out a little bit of an area here. Just kind of letting the road crew do what they need to do to kind of finish up the road. I do need to take down the case puma. Apparently I found a couple more stumps I need to take care of, but I was already down there once, took care of some, and when they were expanding the road and flattening out and trying to make it better, yeah, they found a few more. I got a little bit of the road in, so some of the dirt they've been taking out from the road, they brought some of the dirt up here, and we finished our entryway into our farm. So now we got a nice clear shot right on up to the shed up here. I got plenty of logs, as you can see, cut down here. That's our first step for this afternoon is, well, take our first ride on down the road. I need to get rid of these logs, but after we sell all these logs, you're probably wondering, where's your case puma and the tree harvester? Well, that's up at the county store where Wayne is, and yeah, apparently the guy that wants to open up the sell bales is his brother Dwayne. Hey, don't look at me, I didn't name these guys. So Wayne and Dwayne. Yeah, so his brother wants to open up the bale sell point, and he wants it like right across from the county store. So makes all perfect sense. That way you can keep an eye on the store, I suppose. They want to live next to one another. That corner there is still a little treacherous, but now is kind of flat through here. It's a little bumpy here and there, but it's not as bad as it used to be. The elevation changes are what get you. So here, yeah, they found a few more stumps when digging. So I'll have to take care of that. I'll have to see if they can flatten out that road just a little bit more. It's a little bumpy here and there, but, you know, overall, you know, I would not be able to travel this fast with a load of logs like this before. But at least now when we travel, we know where we're going. How's the entryway into the sawmill? It's not that bad at all. Anyways, yeah, you can see the money has dipped down to about 20 grand. I think that so far this road has cost me, ooh, I want to say like 60 grand maybe. I just realized. There we go. There we go. And a little bit more cash here. Yeah, so far I think the road's cost me about 60 grand. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. But there is a little bit more work that needs to be done for sure. It's not the smoothest ride, but it's not leaning as much as it once was. I mean, I think this section all through here is fine. I wonder what it looks like with an empty load. Yeah, it tilts a little bit in here, but it wasn't that bad. So they may have to flatten that out a little bit. I get a little airborne there. Yeah, I wonder if they can take out that little hump right there and just make it all flat. It may make a cliff on one side or the other, but yeah, I'll have to see how they can go ahead and fix that up. Overall, I would say not bad at all. This corner can be still a little treacherous, but overall it's good. Anywho, we got about 3 or 4 loads of logs to bring up. And now with a dirt path coming into the farm, it's real easy to see where the farm is. What side is this on here? Yeah, switch to the right, please. Let's turn on the loader and start clearing up some of these logs. Apparently that one does not want to load. Alright. Where am I grabbing those from? Anywhere? Somewhere? Don't care as long as they get in the back of the trailer. Yeah, so I've been piling up in front of the new shed, so I haven't been able to park nothing in there, so that's not the, you know, the brightest of ideas, but then again, I never have bright ideas. I can take a couple more, I think. And that's more than a couple more. Alright. So a few trips up and down. Yeah, so like I said, the case puma and the tree harvester, that's parked at the county store right now. Because they want the sell point right across from the county store. They want to build a house there as well so they can stay in the house, which makes sense, you know. Might as well live kind of like right next to your work. which is fine if you're the owner of the business. So, yeah, we're gonna head on down to the sawmill. Almost said lumber store. Make a few trips here and there, and hopefully get our money totals up. We got the last of the logs from the farm, headed on down to the sawmill. Up to 80 grand in the bank, which is always nice to see. Always the money keep just going up and up and up. So we're getting the money back for the road work so far. Unstrap those. Another cool 14 grand in the pocket, which is always nice. And now we're going to head up to the county store and start working on clearing out a spot for Wayne and Dwayne to put down a house, and I would suppose a barn and a bale storage area, maybe that kind of stuff. Whatever they have planned, my job is just to clear it out for them. That's it. So I'll head up there, park this up, and hop into the tree harvester and just start cutting down more trees. Kind of like what we've been doing all spring. But the good news is we're actually clearing out, not just for a road, but we're clearing out to actually bring in some business, which will help us out in the future. Just getting more and more land open up at our farm makes me just want to buy a mower. And also maybe get a baler at some point so I can start selling some bales, some hay bales. Grass, yeah, he doesn't want no grass. So it's either got to be hay, straw, or silage. So I guess I could make silage bales, but just more of an expense to buy that. So I have to see how my funds are at that point. I guess I could start selling hay and at some point get the silage. I don't know what his pricing is going to be like. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop right into our tree harvester. And I don't know, just start going in there, I suppose. They said across from the store. Well, this is across from the store, is it not? Yes, it is. Alright, let's get this in and start, hopefully, making an area that looks like a building can go in. So I'm just going to start clearing out a spot after I get out, get a certain ways. Maybe the good news is Wayne's just right across here in the store and going like, how big of an area are you looking for? That's the question, right? I don't know what he's looking for an area. But I suppose if they need a barn, a house, and a storage point, maybe a couple of sheds or something, I don't know. It's going to need to be a decent area. Probably almost like what I got cut out for our farm already. Deforesting Green Mountain Forest, one tree at a time. So that's the thing. Right now, I'm not sure if I'm paying for the barn to go down, or is that something... Yeah, I haven't really quite talked to I haven't even talked to Dwayne at all, but I've been talking to Wayne. So I don't know if they just want to pay me some fees for leasing the land, or do they want me to put down the barn and get a better payment for them? I don't know yet. But either way, gotta clear out a spot. Gotta clear out a nice spot, and also have been talking to the county on the other side and talking to an electrician and some people about putting some street lights in down to the farm so we can get hooked up with some power. They said maybe next week they'll have an opening to come on over and do so. So hopefully it doesn't take me too long to clear out a spot for them. But really, the more time it takes me, that just means more trees I cut down, which means more money for us. because I need more money to keep working on that road down to the sawmill. The road down to the corner is fine. It's the road from the corner to the sawmill that, yeah, it needs to be flattened out a little bit better than it is. But for the most part, what we can say, it's not leaning, when we drive down to the mill, it's not leaning to the right as much as it was. It was always a worry when I had too big of a load going down that it would just tip over to the side. But now my worry is going up and down and getting airborne by going too fast, because, you know, I tend to drive a little bit on the speedy side. Except for when I'm in a tree harvester. Also, I probably should mention, because I just came to my mind, that I did borrow the Volvo truck. The dump truck, that is, that the county has, and we delivered all of our wood chips. I got a whopping $1,200 for it, so I had like 8,000 liters of wood chips. And of course, if you remember, there was a great demand. I think the price was at the time like almost near $80, somewhere around there. I assume they're going to want this in a little ways instead of right up next to the fuel tanks. You know, maybe they're going to, maybe Wayne and Dwayne are going to make it like one spot, like a county store, gas station slash bale sell point area. The header on the tree harvester always seems to twist around on me. I don't know if it's because when the trees come off and get cut, it twists on its own. I don't think I'm hitting the control on my side panel to make it twist. So what I'm going to do is just going to keep cutting down some trees. Every once in a while I'm going to come in here with the Puma and the stump grinder. Get rid of the stumps as we go along. Cannot see that tree stump at all. Should be there somewhere. Right there. Found it. Yeah, so I cut down about 10 trees. It's time to get the case Puma in there and just clear out the stumps so I don't get caught up on them too much. So let me get a little bit more work done here. What time is it? Ooh, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's I think what we'll do is we'll just work on this project until nighttime and see how far we can get. And then maybe I don't think he'll have a problem me leaving the logs here too much. It's not like they're getting that many customers at this point. But hopefully he doesn't mind leaving some logs up here. Starting to get into the evening hours, if you will. You know, approaching 6 o'clock at night. Or in the evening, whatever you want to say it. Don't know. But anyways, yeah, we've made some pretty good progress here, I do believe. Just cutting down trees, coming in here once in a while with the wood chipper, clearing out the stumps so it's easier to drive around in here. I have talked to Wayne a little bit. He came out to see the progress of the area that's going on and give me his thoughts and ideas. And we're talking about how we're going to go about writing up a contract or whatever. And he's looking into, he would like to lease the land for a certain amount of time. So like a one-time payment, he can lease the land. We'll still own it, but he will be able to run his businesses, the country store, the gas station, the bale sale point here as well. And I said, well, okay, am I building the buildings, or is that something you're going to handle? And I said, well, that's something they're going to handle. That's okay. And apparently they have a third brother named Shane. So Dwayne, Wayne, and Shane will be living here mostly. But Shane is a contractor. He's a carpenter. Has his own construction company. So they're going to put down apparently a house, a bale sale point, storage point, all that kind of stuff. So I just need to clear it out. Any trees also, we're going to write down the contract, any trees that need to be cut here in the future. That's our, I don't want to say responsibility, but that's going to be our task because it is our land. So we'll get the trees. And I mean, Wayne's a really nice guy. We're both kind of working together. He's like, well, you got the equipment, so I'd just rather have you come in and cut the trees. And plus, it's your property. And he said, you know, I'm buying all this stuff from him. So, yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to charge him yet. We're going to try to come up with a deal here. You know, maybe instead of getting paid, maybe he can swap out some, like, equipment that we could use. Yeah. Maybe I'll ask for like a, I don't know. First I got to figure out how much I want to charge him, then, you know, figure out what I want to ask for. But I think a mower for a starter, and not the big M. I don't need the big M, but we'll get like a mowing package and maybe a windrower and a baler to start with, or something like that. We'll see. I got to figure out, how we're going to go about doing that. But he does want the logs if we could get them out of the parking area. That's why, you know, once I got down in here a little bit, that's why I started piling the logs there. He does like the fact that it gets flat, or not. Well, I mean, it's flat up here. No, I didn't want to turn off the engine yet. I want to turn off the wood chipper. It's off now. But he does like the fact that it gets flatter as we go on down. There's a flat spot down there, and he thinks Dwayne, because Wayne's going to run the country store and Dwayne's going to run the bale sell point. He's kind of trying to tell me that he would like the bale sell point to be over here, kind of like in this general direction. And they want to put a bale storage area like over here. And he thinks somewhere over in this area here, he'd like to be able to see the store from the house, but he doesn't want the people from the store to be able to see the house. I'm like, Wayne, are you all right? I mean, if you want to be able to see the store, but you don't want people from the store to see your house, that's kind of hard to do. So he was like, oh, yeah, good point. So I think he's thinking about just putting a house in down over here. So yeah, we got an area cleared out mainly for the barn. Hopefully, I guess Shane, the contractor, is going to, construction worker, is going to come look, see if we got a big enough area cleared out for the barn. So they're going to take care of that. But then again, I do have to get the logs removed out of here. But yeah, my next step is to clear out the parking lot for him in case they get a trucker coming in wanting to fuel up. But he needs to turn around, which I understand because we got a truck ourselves. But that just means more cash for us, and I don't mind going ahead and I picked up that log from a long distance away. So he would also like some lights around the gas station as well. I said, not a problem. We can go ahead and do that. Looks like I might be able to get most of these logs. Alright, that's good enough. Actually, that's probably more than enough. We'll get on down, get the last, this will be our only delivery this evening down to the sawmill. Let's go ahead and turn that off, and actually we'll turn the whole hut off. That way you get a nice little ride on down there. So if you can remember the first episode, just trying to find our way through the forest here. So now we got like a good base for a road. The county will be coming back hopefully sometime tomorrow to work on the road more from the corner to the sawmill. I told them it's like, well, I'm glad it's flatter, but there's too many ups and downs in the area. And they said, yeah, we kind of figured there might be. They just want me to go ahead and get rid of those couple of stumps. And they'll go ahead and try to, like I said, left to right as we drive right now, a lot, 100 times better. But the ups and downs seem to be a little bit of an issue. They said, well, if we do take care of that, we might have some cliffs on either side of the road. I said, well, that's okay. But I did tell them when they first started putting the road in, make sure that they don't put too many cliffs in, because in the future we might want to put some roads off here going down or up or what have you. So yeah, it's kind of a difficult thing saying, hey, I want you to do this, but don't do that. It's like, well, we need to do that to do this. I know. But yeah, now we got a solid foundation for a road. Nice and wide. Got down here a lot quicker. I don't have any fear every time I get down to that corner of tipping the truck over. Oh, I can't see how much we just earned. 17.8. So I also just learned something else before when I was bringing loads down. So usually when I sell the wood and I get wood like stuck way up there, instead of just going up and trying to grab the wood and dropping, if you just get in the vehicle, the wood drops. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but it does. Alright, let's go back on up to the country store and get the rest of the lumber or the logs out of the guy's parking lot. I just call him the guy. It's Wayne. The guy I've been talking to the most. Wayne, Dwayne, and Shane. Yeah, they're gonna call the. It's gonna be basically under one store name, and it's gonna be called Three Brothers. So Wayne, Dwayne, and Shane, I guess. Shane's is the maintenance, going to be like the maintenance guy for all the stores. Dwayne's running the bale sell point. Wayne runs the shop and the gas station. It'll all work out. And I did tell Wayne to tell Dwayne that, yeah, I would be looking forward to selling some hay and some silage in the future. And he says, well, how far off are you from doing it? I said, well, I haven't got no equipment, but I am opening up land. And we do have some grass in the area to cut. Not a whole lot, but, it's there to cut. Alright, you're not going to load up for me? Those will. Alright, now let's switch sides. And just get more of it away from the parking lot if I can, and also give me some more room as well. What if I go on this side of the log up here? I can get rid of that. Okay, I don't know where you just came from. That one little log is flipped up there. Now, either there's a little limb sticking off of this, or sometimes if I just pick it up a little bit. Alright, so why aren't you loading? I don't see a limb. But when in doubt... Yep, I saw the limb. Right at the end of the log, there was a little tiny limb sticking off of there. Actually, let me come down here and grab some of this wood. These logs. Just to give me a little bit more room. That's good. Just need to be careful when I'm driving around on this land, because it is, when you're looking at it, it's like, oh, it's not bad. It's nice and flat down here. Then you start clearing out, and the grass kind of holds the way the land actually lays, and then you realize it's not as really flat as you think it is. So I probably need to clear out a little bit more here for the barn. I got to ask him, is that a drive-through barn? If it's a drive-through barn, I'm going to have to like clear out this area here and maybe make a exit point back up to the gas station. Yeah, so I could probably, if that's what they want. But the more land they take up, the more I'm going to charge them for leasing the land while they're here. But yeah, I can probably do that for them, is I guess it's Shane I'll have to be the one talking to because he's the one who's going to be building the barn. Yeah, let me clear out a little bit of spot over here because that's probably where the house is going to go, and I'm pretty sure they would like to have the house up sometime soon. But I am kind of shocked for all the tree cutting I've done. I haven't quite got to 5 hours on the tree harvester yet. Seems like I've been cutting trees longer than 5 hours on this map. But it certainly is a change of pace from usually just doing just regular farming, getting in a tractor and farm. But we are getting to that point on our own farm where we're clearing out more land. And like I said, I think the idea that I have of not charging cash for them to lease the land, but a swap out of maybe a mower, a windrower, and possibly a baler. Because that way, when they put down the bale sell point, I can start making some hay bales. Let's clear a spot for them so they can think about putting down a house sometime soon. Yeah, so I got 115 grand, which is good. So yeah, if I charge him, I have to see if he'll agree to that, like a mower, a windrower, and a baler. Plus I'm getting the cash from cutting down the trees. But like I said, it's not just for leasing the land that we're cutting here. It's also, you know, the country store is on our property as well. It's one thing about the tree harvester. Sometimes you cut and all of a sudden the header just kind of like twist on you. And next thing you know, it's facing a direction you didn't want the tree logs to be coming out on. I'm no pro with the tree harvester. Oh, I am getting better and better cutting down the trees. And this log, there we go. Wait, where am I? There we go. I was stuck on the log. I don't know how big of an area they want for the house, but either way, I'm cutting trees. Doesn't matter. I get cash for it. And first thing in the morning, what we'll do is we'll come in here, grab the rest of our logs, head on down to the sawmill, give us some more room. And hopefully meet up with Shane and find out how he wants the barn placed. Does he need an exit point on the other side of the barn and kind of like make it like a drive-through kind of a thing? That's kind of where we're at, I believe. Then once I get this all cleared out, I can bring the tree harvester back to our farm. And I can start cutting out more area for us so we can, I think making a field with grass would probably be the best option for us to start with. Because in the future I could always maybe plant something else in the field. But by giving us a grass field, I should get more grass off the field other than just mowing grass normally. That makes sense? Yep, starting to make too much of a mess down here. This is usually where you say, you know what, you just gotta come in here and get all the logs out. I think that's going to be good for cutting down trees today. I guess I don't want to cut it too much. I want to make sure they're happy with the area I got uncovered. So I think, you know, they want to put the house here and the workplace area, which means the bale sell point and a bale storage area over there. I think that's what their kind of plan is. But I'll make sure when I talk to Shane tomorrow, that's the idea. But I'm going to come down here. Last thing we're going to do is cut the stumps that we have. Make sure I cut stumps and not our logs. Although the county did say if they're not using the Volvo dump truck at the time and I need to get rid of more wood chips, feel free. Feel free to jump on in. So making more progress here on Green Mountain Forest. I mean, we got a row, we got a farm-ish with a shed. And pretty soon we'll have some place to sell something other than logs and wood chips. And hopefully for us, if my deal happens to go through, we'll have some equipment to mow some grass and make some hay bales. Maybe with the cash I have, maybe I can sell some silage bales, but I think I got to see what kind of pricing they have. How to cut down more trees than that, but I don't see any stumps at the moment. And I think we're all good. I think the last thing I will do is I need to go on down, because since they're coming to work on the road tomorrow, I need to head on down and take care of the 2 stumps that are in that road down there. I do need to clear out some trees here as well in the first section, like right up to here. They're kind of overhanging the road a little bit. Maybe once I get done clearing out the land for the 3 brothers, on the way back to the farm, I'll clear out some trees on the side of the road. But definitely also getting a low loader for the tree harvester is going to be key in the future. Only because the tree harvester only travels at 13 miles an hour. So going up and down the road to certain areas will take longer. Yeah, so I got a few meetings to do in the morning. Obviously I got to meet with Shane. Make sure that land's big enough. And I got to meet the county highway department and see what we can do about this road, make it just a little bit better. I mean, it's improved, but it still needs some work. And now this stump here. And perfect. Turn it all off. And I do have food back at the house. So yeah, a lot of changes are going to be coming to the map pretty soon here. Bale sale point in the very near future. Some lights coming on down to the road, leads to our farm, so we got power at the farm. And expanding our farm area a little bit more in order to hopefully maybe start cutting some grass and making some bales. Actually doing some regular farm work. Wow, it's kind of amazing how you drive up here now and just the amount of daylight that comes through even at this time of night. Don't know why I'm parking the Puma at the farthest bay possible, but we are. Perfect. Yeah, because I mean, I can just mow this grass here, which is fine. I mean, I will mow all the grass that I can, but I think actually making a field Maybe I won't make a field this season. I don't know. But what, since we got plenty of grass starting to where we can mow, it wouldn't hurt us at all to clear out an area to put down a sheep pasture and actually bring in some sheep and slowly start collecting some wool. I think a nice little flat area up here, maybe over in this general area. I don't want to say deep into the woods because there'll be nothing but woods. How much further do we have to go before we get to the bank of the river? Quote unquote, the edge of the map. Yeah, so this is the bank of the river. So there's the river. There's the county on the other side. Can I even see? Oh yeah, I can kind of see the barn through there. So we got a decent amount of room back here. So I think putting down a sheep pasture over here wouldn't hurt us at all. The question is, what kind of a sheep pasture do I want down over here? Do I want to start small or with a small little sheep area? Or do I want to put down one that can hold a lot of sheep, but we'll start off with just a few sheep, just a few, and let them slowly accumulate, if you will. But we do have a little bit of grass here. I think what I'm going to do is go into the log cabin, have something to eat, and write up a contract with, I assume I'll just write up with Wayne. But I'm sure he'll go over the contract with his other two brothers, Dwayne and Shane. And we'll talk it all over. But yeah, I'm thinking by giving them lease to the land, being able to sell and use the stores up there, I think I'd be a little bit greedy and maybe just go for a mower, a windrower, and a baler to start with. I don't want to go more than that because I think if we total those up, we're talking like $120,000. Well, it's gonna be more than that. Baler's like $100. Yeah, we're talking like $150,000, $160,000. So I'll have to buy like a bale wrapper afterwards. But I think we'll just start with making hay, and then see what kind of prices Dwayne has for when he puts down the bale sale point. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time on Green Mountain Forest. But until then, have a good one. Man, I'm hungry. I think mac and cheese sounds good.